Hey everyone, and welcome back to Turmoil at Tranmere. We're on episode 22, and first of all I just want to say hope you all had a great Christmas. It's my first episode recorded since obviously Christmas and Boxing Day happened, and yeah, I've got a lot to catch up on in terms of I haven't played for a while, so I've figured out what's going on. But yeah, hopefully you've all had a great time and looking forward to the new year as well. But without further ado, there is a question to be answered, isn't there? So last time I asked who was the loanees that we didn't keep on. If you said Romario Vieira and Andy Rinamhota, then you'd be correct, and well done you. Today's question is, last season we got beat in the first game at home against Wrexham. We lost 1-0. Can you tell me the scoreline of the returning fixture? But getting into the game and the news that I've got for you, and there's a few things here. You might wonder why we're on the stat screen. I've managed to convince the board to let us have one extra scout, another coach, which is on the way, and a physio as well. So I'll show you who we've got in really quickly. We have got, in terms of the scout, Karsten Sorensen, basically 13 and 14 ability and potential. Pretty much the same as what we've already got. A physio we've got in, which is Roger Wilde, was the best I could get. 18 for physiotherapy. I think he's fantastic. Our medical team is the best in the league anyway. And then the coach, I've got a coach coming in. I'll just quickly show you. It's Dermot Drummy. He has he's basically accepted and let us know shortly. No one else is in for him, and as you can see, he's a very handy looking coach. I've got him to be a shooting coach, basically, with his attacking and technical of 14 and 13. It's the best I could get. There were a couple I think you could get. I think technical was 17, but his attacking was like 6, something like that. So it was going to balance out either way. So I thought this guy was more rounded. It might be able to move it around a little bit later on. And the fact that his ability and potential are 14 and 15 in terms of judging, I didn't think that was bad for like an assistant manager maybe. So, or maybe like if we get an under 23s team rather, I might be able to stick him as the manager of that team. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, Dermot Drummy was released by Crawley last season as the manager. It seems he's come to us now as a coach, which is fantastic because he looks the part. 1st of November, I can't show you via the news feed, but in the October Player of the Month in terms of the young one, Devante Jacobs won it. Second was Callum Guy, which was fantastic. So 2 of our players, the top 2 performing players for this month. Fantastic stuff. But also, we won the Manager of the Month for the second time this season, which is very, very pleasing. Big Brian Dean, Dino, Mansfield. They've got John Arnorisa as well, which is crazy. But next we're going to have a look at the finances, and things are looking a little bit shady at the minute. They've gone to 121,616. We could do with some investment there. We are still currently underspending by 25 grand a week in terms of the wages, and we've still not hardly touched his transfer budget. It's purely signing on fees that has adjusted that. So it's a funny one really, in terms of how we do this. The projection is still saying it's going up. It said it's down before it goes up again. It's now saying that it's only going to be 500 grand after like 3 years time, which before it was saying about 1 million, 2 million, something like that, 2.1 million. I can't remember, but something's happened, something's gone wrong somewhere. There must be something that's happening. I mean, I brought in a couple of staff members, maybe that's what's affected it, but really for that amount of money? Maybe, I don't know, but we'll have to wait and see. But look at how we've been doing in the league, and I'll just tell you now that we got drawn Leicester under 23s in the Check and Trade Trophy second round. We finished second as a group. Man City picked us to top spot after losing the tie on penalties against Walsall. Before that though, we had Doncaster and Mansfield following the game that you saw last time against Cambridge. Doncaster, Correa scored, but Mandeville managed to equalise. That was a decent game, to be fair. They were second, we were third, I think, at the time, so that was an interesting match. Then we had Mansfield, the team I just mentioned, with Brian Dean in charge, and we were 1-0 up again, but again threw away the lead after Albi had scored, Benning getting the equaliser. Then we had the FA Cup first round, which I was hoping to get past this team and try and increase some revenue that way. And unfortunately Exeter beat us. Tom Dellison scored and Brunt scored either side of a Correa equaliser, and unfortunately we just couldn't go ahead. I mean, I did kind of B-team it a little bit, like so Connor Hunt played, Benjamin played, Adam Lewis played, Lewis Dyer started as well, so it was my own fault really. I was hoping they were going to be good enough. Exeter were like a mid-table No, they were just outside the playoffs. But I thought, you know what, if it starts getting a little bit dodgy, you know, I'll put a couple of other players in, you know, from the first team. I did that, but it didn't work. And never mind, it leaves us to focus on the league at the very least. And as mentioned, we lost to Walsall on penalties. We did go 1-0 down, managed to get an equaliser thanks to Devine Green. We absolutely dominated them, we just couldn't score. And eventually, obviously at 90 minutes, it goes to penalties, which we lost. So following that, we'll have a look at the dynamics really quickly. And you can see everything's still very, very good. It has gone down slightly recently because it was dropping form. Hierarchy, if you have a look at me, everyone supports me, barring 4 players, including Norwood, Slater, Sessegnon and Wright. But I'm absolutely buzzing my tits off with that. But today we've got Stevenage, who are managed by Dean Saunders. If you have a look at him, tactical knowledge is only 7. Not the best manager, I would say, especially for this level. But Stevenage are top of the league, so what the hell do I know? I think probably his most high-profile managerial role has probably been Wolves, but he's managed quite a few teams, like from League 1 to, well, I'd say from the Championship to the League 2, in between. But he's obviously not got the best of reputation because his tactical knowledge is only 7, as in reputation for doing a good job. But their key man is the highest performing player this season with a 7.61 average rating. And that is their striker, Alex Samuel. And yeah, he looks pretty good, doesn't he? He's quick. He's not that bad at finishing. Usually you get quick players at this level and they're absolutely dog turd, but finishing is 11, so I don't think that's that bad. He's a determined individual, going to work hard. He's definitely going to give us a few problems, isn't he? I did actually forget to mention that we are actually 3rd as a result of our form in the league, that is. But we're still, you know, we're still in the automatic places. I'm expecting to finish around this sort of area here, so I'm over the moon with how we're performing at the moment. But anyway, let's get into today's lineups. They're going to be lined up with a 4-4-1-1, and they've got Cornell in goal, they've got Sullivan at right back, Martin at left back, King alongside Wilmot in the centre back pairing. We've got Harrison Dunk on the left, they've got that man highlighted on the right wing, which is a surprise really. Beauty Man, which is an awesome name, and Conlon in the middle of the park. They've got Georgiou just ahead of them with Godden, the lone striker. We've got Davis in goal, we've got Grandison at right back, Buxton at left back with Clegg and the Hound in the middle of defence. We've got Kirby alongside Kasumu in the middle of the park. We've got Green attacking midfield right, Jacobs attacking midfield left, with Wright in between them, and Correa up top on his own. Top scorer for us, of course. Let's get into the dressing room and let's tell them. I think we're probably the underdogs. We are away from home, and this is a shit selection. So I'm just giving them a bit of calm faith. That's a hell of a reaction. They are looking to, oh no, it says looking inspired rather than running through walls and stuff, which probably equally as good. So let's get into it, shall we? Right, so here we go. We're into the game against Stevenage. Stevenage, obviously top of the league. It's going to be a very tough game, but hopefully the likes of, you know, Samuel and Buteman can have a poor game. Fingers crossed. Conlon sprays it out to Samuel. Samuel on the right hand side. The man highlighted before the game crosses in deep towards Godden. He's got 2 defenders with him, but he loses both of them and scores at the far post. Shocking start by the boys. Disappointed. So yeah, Conlon just sprayed it out to Samuel. He just run down the right hand side. Got by one challenge and whipped it in as he got like kicked. And Grandison, what are you doing there, mate? That's shocking. Godden should not be getting there. That's an appalling start. But hopefully, come on now, can we pull them back? Correa got no options whatsoever. Has a shot from the tightest of angles. What is the point, mate? Another highlight. It's been incredibly disappointing so far. But a ball over the top for Correa to chase. Is in behind. Is wide left though. Comes in field. Can he finish? Drills it wide. 1-on-1 with the keeper. Should have scored. See, a couple of the players weren't the fittest. I mean, you know, it's just... Oh, Buteman's going down to 10 men. We must have rested some of the players. Like Sessegnon's not playing, but Beauty Man is an absolutely beautiful man for giving us the best chance going into the second half. And if we can score here, and we do as well. Come on, boys. Comeback is on. Kasumu, you absolute legend. 2-1 against 10 men. 10 men top of the league. We need to turn the screw now. Come on, boys. Ball gets played in. It's headed down by Green, of all people. And Kasumu just fires it home. Come on. Right, it's just said at half-time that Godden has been unstoppable and we are powerless to resist. And just because of that red card, they've actually taken him off. I'd have thought they'd taken off the other guy playing attacking midfield, Georgiou, whatever he's called. But I am disappointed. I'm not going to be angry or anything like that. I'm just going to say I expect to see a better showing. Devante Jacobs is stressed. He's been playing shocking, to be fair, 6.3. I might take him off depending on this reaction. I'm going to tell him that the pressure's off. He's still stressed. With that in mind, it's a bit of a funny one. I'm going to put Jack Dunn on for now because I didn't like that reaction. And the reason being is he can play left wing, and I'm hoping for a decent performance from him if possible. The young kid I've got on the bench, I only like to bring him on if like the game is done and dusted or it's like the last 10 minutes. So let's have a look. Want to walk through walls? That's a fantastic reaction. Let's get into this game. Come on. We need to take advantage of the fact that they're on down to 10 men. Surely now. If it gets to a bit of a desperate situation, I might take a defender off and bring on this extra striker maybe, just to try and go for it. Maybe I'm guilty of it, but I never usually change the tactic that much in terms of the formation. But Correa's in and puts it wide. But I think usually if it's working, if a tactic's working and it's making chances, there's no need to change it. But it all depends, doesn't it? You know how good the chances are. Loses the ball, but Green is there to take over. Come on, mate, run. You're the fastest player on the pitch. Come on. He plays it in. Correa's there, but the head is gone the wrong side of the post. Is it going to be one of those games? Come on, get encouraged, son. If it'll let me. There we go. Why are you nervous, boys? Why are you nervous? You've got an extra man. That means you might as well be down to 10 men as well if you're chuffing nervous. What's the point? Samuel on the ball. Looking absolutely knackered, by the way, might add, but he's not showing any signs of it there. Crosses in deep towards Dunk. Dunk. I thought that was going to be a penalty. Oh, what a save from Davies. Keeps us in it. I can't believe I'm saying that against 10 men. Right, I'm actually going to bring on, I think James Norwood. Green's had a decent game, to be fair. So maybe not. Wright's going to come off, and I'm going to bring on the young kid. I've decided. Done on it now. Finds Correa. Correa looking for options. He's playing shocking with a 6.2. Kasumu finds Green. Green can whip this in, can he? He does. Correa is heads it on target this time. It's saved by Cornell. It's becoming one of those what I gotta do to score a goal moments. Right, so what do you do in this situation? I'm gonna have a think. So this is a bit of a risk. It's only costed out of 10. I'm gonna play with a hound at the back with the fullback still kicking about, playing shite. I'm gonna bring in on a false 9. Well, I say that. Norwood's coming on as advanced forward, but then Correa is gonna move to a false 9. I don't know if that's gonna interfere too much with the advanced playmaker, but we'll soon see. Let's have a gander. See how we get on. It's last change, of course, so it is a bit of a risk. But we might as well go out and try and get an equaliser, haven't we? It's what I was hoping for at the beginning of the game, at least an equaliser. I'm going for it. There's no reason to say that I'm not. They've only got one striker up top, as you can see the formation at the bottom. But come on, boys. They've got a free corner now this time, and it's a header. It's hit the post, or has it hit Grandison on the line? Don't care, but come on. Get encouraged, son. And apparently now they're having all the chances. McKee, I had him on my FM18 save. I had Curzon Ashton, and I got him on loan. And when I got promoted into the Tranmere National League, Stevenage got relegated, and unfortunately, they didn't want to let him come, as Dyer has a dire effort. So our power form looks like it's going to continue here, as Stevenage see out the game. Can't say I didn't go for it. I tried putting in another striker. Hound will clean that up easily. And yeah, I took Clegg off, by the way, for those who care. He was playing shocking and he was knackered, so yeah, disappointing. We probably shaded it. It was a tough game. It was one of those games, wasn't it, really? It was one of those days, but against 10 men. But I've got to try and keep morale up. You, I'm not pleased with you. Fired up. Nice sea of green completely. That's the best I can hope for after this particular game. Bit disappointing, but it is what it is. Let's have a look and see who we're going to be playing next in the next game. But before that, remarkably, we're still in 3rd position despite that loss. We're now 8 points behind Stevenage, which is a shame. It's his 3rd loss of the season. But now we'll go check and see who we're playing in the next game. So, disappointing run of form, of course. 5 games in a row we haven't won in. I think we're going to come back for the Leicester Under-23s game in the Checker Trade Trophy second round, that is, of the North section. And yeah, we'll see how we get on with that. And yeah, let's just take it from there, shall we? So thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you've enjoyed it regardless of the result. It was always going to be a tough game against top of the league. But we've got to remember we are a newly promoted side, so it's no disgrace losing to them. We haven't been beaten by the game as such, if you know what I mean. Remember that Brighton game? I just edited that game before I did this video, so yeah. It was a good one, in my opinion, when I was watching that back. But yeah. we're going to be back for Leicester under 23s in the Checker Trophy in our second round. I think we've got a decent chance to beat Man City's, albeit on penalties. So we'll look forward to hopefully going further in that trophy and see how far we can get in that. So until then, I'll see you then. Bye bye.